We often hear that hard work is essential to fulfill our dreams. But if that very dream leads us down the wrong path, the consequences can be severe. Today we are going to tell you about a heart-wrenching true incident, the result of which was caused by a man with a masterful mind, whose dream was to become rich overnight. On June 19, 2011, in the posh area of Indore city, specifically in Srinagar, a horrific crime took place. 3 women from the same family were brutally murdered. It was an incident that came to be known as one of the rarest of rare cases in India. In addition, it marked the first time in the country when a woman was convicted under Section 302 and sentenced to death. This case also saw a series of shocking events that led to the elimination of an entire family. What exactly happened in this triple murder case, and what is the entire story behind it? Let's find out in today's video. But before we move forward, if you are new to our channel and haven't subscribed yet, please do so. This way, you'll get timely updates about all the latest information we share. This is the story of Megha Deshpande, a 42-year-old woman living in Indore. She was a working woman and was involved in multi-level marketing, MLM. You must have heard of MLM businesses, where a lot of people become members, and the more people you recruit, the higher your earnings. Megha must have made quite a bit of money through this business. Megha lived in a house in Indore with her 21-year-old daughter, Ashlesha, and her 70-year-old mother, Rohini. Megha's husband worked as a manager in a bank and lived in another city. Megha's family had moved to Indore from Ujjain just a short while ago, and they were living happily. Megha also had a fondness for wearing expensive jewelry, so whenever she went out, she would wear her precious jewelry. One day, Megha went to a shopping mall wearing her valuable jewelry. The mall was crowded, with people shopping and strolling around. Amid the crowd, Megha met a 23-year-old girl named Neha Verma. Neha was not only beautiful, but also a cheerful person who loved making new friends. Neha had a boyfriend named Rohit, who was 24 years old. They were deeply in love and wanted to marry each other, but their financial situation was not ideal. Neha's father was an auto rickshaw driver, which made money scarce in their household. A special bond formed between Neha and Megha. Neha often called Megha, curious about her business. When Neha expressed interest in joining the MLM business, Megha invited her over to her house on June 13, 2011. Neha went to Megha's house, and after spending some time there, she left. After Neha left, silence fell over Megha's house. No one was visible, and there was no sound coming from inside. At that moment, a woman, who was none other than Megha Deshpande, she lived very close to that flat. As she was passing in front of their house, she noticed that Megha Deshpande's house was locked, and there were footprints made by bloodstains around. Seeing this, she panicked and called the landlord. The landlord quickly arrived at the scene. After that, he called out to Megha Deshpande, but despite calling for a long time, no one came out of the house and no one responded. The landlord then tried peeking inside through the window. As soon as he looked in, he was horrified by what he saw. Inside the house, not 1, not 2, but 3 dead bodies were lying. These bodies belonged to Megha Deshpande, her daughter Ashlesha Shah, and Megha's mother Rohini. Seeing this, the landlord immediately called the police and informed them about the situation. The police arrived at the scene quickly. As soon as people heard about the incident, a crowd began gathering outside the house. When the police went inside, their hearts also sank. 3 women from the same family had been murdered, including a mother, a daughter, and a grandmother. The most important clue they found at the crime scene was 2 bullet shells. The police started investigating and soon learned that Megha Deshpande had been shot in the head. However, there was only 1 bullet wound on Megha's head. The other bullet wound was elsewhere. To investigate further, the police sent the bodies for post-mortem. The report revealed that Megha, her daughter, and her mother had been stabbed multiple times with knives. The stabbing wasn't done just once or twice. It was repeated several times in a brutal and ghastly manner. The police then faced the question, where did the second bullet go? As news of the Deshpande family murders spread, people were horrified, and many demanded that the case be solved quickly and the culprits be caught. The police, under pressure from the public, were forced to act quickly. The investigation led them to a shocking discovery. When they examined the bloodstains at the crime scene, they found that there was another person's blood mixed with the victim's blood. This led them to believe that the blood must belong to the murderer. They started looking into any recent medical treatments for someone who had been shot. Meanwhile, a murder case was officially registered and the search for the culprit intensified. The police began looking into Megha Deshpande's phone records. They discovered that Megha had frequently received calls from a particular number, and there had been long conversations between them. When they investigated further, they found that the number belonged to Neha. The police began suspecting Neha, but there was no concrete evidence against her yet. The breakthrough came when they started investigating Neha's phone records. They found out that Neha had been in constant contact with Megha. The investigation led the police to Neha's whereabouts, and they tracked her to an ATM. When Neha entered the ATM, the police apprehended her. During questioning, Neha remained silent. Meanwhile, the police caught a man who had filed a false medical report on the day of the murder. This man turned out to be Rahul, Neha's boyfriend, and it was found that he had also been injured during the incident. The police's suspicion turned into certainty when they found out that the blood found at the crime scene belonged to Rahul. After intense questioning, both Neha and Rahul confessed to their involvement in the murders. They revealed the details of the crime. Neha had first met Megha at a mall and was impressed by Megha's wealth. Megha appeared to come from a very affluent family and wore expensive jewelry. Neha, who was struggling financially, thought of befriending Megha to take advantage of her wealth. She intentionally bumped into Megha, which caused Megha to drop her belongings. Neha quickly apologized and helped her pick up the items. This gave Neha the opportunity to strike up a conversation with Megha. Over time, Neha managed to build a close relationship with Megha. Neha learned that Megha belonged to a wealthy family, and this gave her the idea of robbing Megha. She involved her boyfriend Rahul in the plan. Rahul, seeing an opportunity to rob Megha's house, agreed to the plan. He suggested that since only women lived in Megha's house, it would be an ideal situation for a robbery, as there were no men to defend them. To execute the plan, they needed a weapon. Rahul reached out to his friend Manoj, who owned a pistol. On the day of the crime, Neha came up with a story about multi-level marketing to get inside Megha's house. She told Megha that her friend Rahat could help with filling out the company form. As planned, Rahul and Manoj entered the house. Once inside, Rahul immediately pulled out the pistol and shot Megha at close range, killing her on the spot. Hearing the gunshot, Ashlesha and Rohini rushed to the scene. Rahul, in a hurry, shot Ashlesha and Rohini, and then they proceeded to stab them with knives to ensure they were dead. After the murders, they stole valuable jewelry and ATM cards and fled the scene. The ATM cards that Neha attempted to use were the ones they had stolen from Megha's house. When the police caught Neha at the ATM, they were able to piece together the entire plan. It was found that the police had arrested Neha in connection with this card. After this, Rahul sought treatment for his injuries by filing a false report. The accused stated in their statement to the police that their plan was to commit the murder, take everything, and then they would never get caught. However, not fearing too much, the police solved the case and arrested the murderer. The news gradually spread that the murderers of the Deshpande family had been caught, after which people demanded that they be given the harshest punishment. In December 2013, the court sentenced all three accused to death, and under Section 302 of the IPC, clothes stained with blood, knives, shoes, and jewelry belonging to the accused were found. After this, in 2014, the Indore bench of the High Court upheld the district court's decision, calling it serious, and confirmed the death sentences for Neha Verma, her lover Rahul, and Manoj. The court also considered the case to be a rarest one. Neha Verma is currently imprisoned in Indore Central Jail. Recently, she has been running a beauty parlor course for other female prisoners while being incarcerated. So friends, as you saw, how money can make a person do things that ultimately lead to a very terrible outcome. Along with this, we also learned from this case that we should not wear valuable jewelry in public places. We should not make friends suddenly with strangers. These small things are important lessons which can help us protect ourselves and our families. What did you learn from this case? Please let us know. Also, friends, did you know that this was the first time in Indore when the court sentenced a girl to death? What do you think? Did the court make the right decision? Did the court give them the right punishment? In your opinion, what other punishment should the accused have received? And how did you find the story of the triple murder case? Please write your answer in the comment box. Stay tuned to our channel for such information.